KSAT 12. The 6 o'clock news starts right now.
Instead of the lead role, San Antonio police could take more of a supporting role in some calls involving domestic violence, homelessness, or mental health.
City council members on the Public Safety Committee got an update from city staff on their police services review, which includes looking at alternative responses to different 911 calls rather than just always sending an officer. Our Garrett Berger joins us live now covering this one for us. And Garrett, tell us about one of the changes that city staff is now considering.
Well, during last year's budget process, around the time many San Antonians were looking for big changes in how the city handles policing, the city manager introduced this police services review. From the start, mental health, domestic violence, and homelessness were all part of that consideration. Now, the city has used surveys, a study of police calls, and different meetings to zero in on what they might be able to change. Now, staff haven't delivered final recommendations on what can be done differently, but one thing they're considering is using a team approach for calls involving domestic violence, homelessness, or mental health. That can include using a combination of different types of people on these calls. Maybe mental health professionals, maybe advocates who can triage the most critical needs, possibly EMS, and of course, still police. There'd be a focus on de-escalation and getting people services.
This allows the most qualified people to connect individuals who have problems to those longer-term services. So this is not at all a criticism of the police. They do a really great job with what they have.
Now, this approach would only be used for mental health calls where there's no weapon involved. And city staff think police would still be first on site in order to clear the area and make sure it's secure. Now, to start, the city would only try this approach at one substation service area. Now, staff plan to develop their final recommendations for how they could change police calls, including what calls might not need an officer response at all. They'll be developing those over July and then presenting them in August to get council and community feedback. Live in San Antonio, I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Garrett. A group in New Braunfels seeking input from residents about diversity and other issues they face. The mayor of New Braunfels says the data collected will help identify areas they need to work on. Tiffany Huerta spoke with residents who say while this is a step in the right direction, there's still a long road ahead.
There are just so many different kinds of people that live in New Braunfels, and every year it's obviously growing more and more.
The New Braunfels Inclusion, Diversity, Equity and Awareness Forum, also known as IDEA, launched a survey online to learn more about the issues affecting this growing community.
This is a diverse community. People are moving here every day, new people. And we want to make sure that we understand where they come from, their culture, their history.
The group has been working to examine racial, economic, social, and access issues in the city. The group was formed in May of last year by New Braunfels Mayor Rusty Brockman.
And it just happened to coincide not too long after I was sworn in with the George Floyd incident and other things that continued to happen during the summer, last summer.
In the survey, there are also questions about access to affordable health care and vaccines. But one issue residents tell us is at the top of their list is affordable housing.
Affordable housing needs to be available to the community.
I work 2 jobs right now, and even with my 2 jobs, I cannot afford to stay here.
19-year-old Brittany Soto hopes more people learn about this survey.
No one really wants to talk about it, and everyone wants to ignore the fact that there are issues here.
The survey is anonymous, and the results will be shared in a community report. Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
Checks and balances on the Child Protective Services investigation process. A state bill just signed into law mandates investigators verbally notify people of 2 important rights they have: recording conversations and filing appeals. A Texas mother tells Courtney Friedman if she hadn't used those rights, she would not have custody of her children today.
Governor Greg Abbott signed House Bill 135 into law last week. It mandates CPS investigators verbally remind people under investigation they have the right to 1, record conversations, and 2, appeal investigation results. It seems simple, but cases like Melissa Bright's, which made national news, show the mandates are critical. In July 2018, her son fell out of a chair, causing a severe head injury. Doctors at the hospital labeled it abuse, and her children were eventually put into foster care.
I would not have gotten my children back had I not recorded CPS.
When Bright appealed the findings in court, recordings she took throughout the investigation exonerated her, and she got her kids back.
Falsified documents happened. Certain things were said to us on recording, and they were not notated.
The state of Texas is a one-party consent state, meaning you're already allowed to record conversations, but many people don't know that. That's why former CPS investigator and reform advocate Carrie Wilcoxon drafted House Bill 135.
These investigative findings carry significant weight in criminal court, family court.
During testimony for the bill, Wilcoxon pulled a recent DFPS internal review, showing out of all the appeals reviewed over the past decade, 30% were overturned, meaning the wrong decision was made in the case.
That's pretty significant. And so this particular bill is going to help preserve material information and facts.
And verbally remind families they're allowed to file appeals. Right now, that notification is made by certified mail and often missed.
Some of the families are moving, they're transient. Some folks are illiterate.
She says the new law allows both sides to control the conversation, ultimately yielding the best results for the children. Courtney Friedman, KSAT 12 News.
$1.4 million, not exactly pocket change, especially when you consider it's helped more than 150 businesses on the east side over the last 10 years. A nonprofit dedicated to revitalizing the community, San Antonio for Growth on the east side, also known as SAGE, awards what's known as storefront grants. Jesse DeGriato says they help give small businesses the boost they badly need from time to time.
The winter storm showed no mercy on Ruth Martin's small business. Even the gas lines froze. Not only that,
all of these were cedar posts.
Cedar posts that were wobbly, she says, after busted water pipes flooded the foundation. Inside, the workstations of her barber and beauty salon were useless. Her insurance only covered so much. The rest was up to her. And now, SAGE, San Antonio for Growth on the east side.
Lord knows I needed it in the worst way.
She says the $7,000 storefront grant will help cover the cost of new skirting and other exterior work not covered by insurance, being it's a city-funded program.
I am glad to see our tax dollars being used to benefit the community.
For Faith Tabernacle Community Church, its $10,000 grant was for a new deck and gathering spot for its members.
All this looks so much better than it did when they first applied for the SAGE grant back in 2019.
It was just empty space between two portable buildings, but not anymore.
It's warming, it's inviting, so we appreciate SAGE so much for helping us to create this atmosphere.
Its president and CEO says the East Side is grateful to have the Spurs and the Alamo Dome.
But these businesses are the lifeblood of the East Side. It's the thing that makes the East Side culturally rich, historically beautiful.
On the East Side, Jesse DeGriato, KSAT 12 News.
Everybody does a little dancing here when we hear that. We are now nearly a week into Fiesta. Earlier today, VIA held its own Fiesta event for its employees with a special guest, Ray Feo, the 72nd Thomas Aguillon. Also on hand today, mariachi bands and confetti cannons in true Fiesta fashion. The event was held not just to celebrate Fiesta, but to celebrate VIA drivers for the adjustments they made during the COVID-19 pandemic.
This year, I believe, because we all want to come out of this pandemic. We've been living with it. VIA has been living with it for over a year as well, and we're seeing our ridership come back. We are providing more service.
And among those services, VIA has brought back its Park and Ride. Fiesta goers can park their cars at VIA transit centers both on Crossroads and Madla. We've got more information on those locations and more at KSAT.com.
There are a lot of people excited that Fiesta is back this year, but perhaps none more than this guy, JJ Gonzalez. JJ is a fixture at night in Old San Antonio. He's worked and run some legendary Nioso food booths. But for JJ, just being at Fiesta 2021 is a victory and cause for a celebration amidst a celebration.
You only get it right here, San Antonio, and this is what we do every year. I don't know why you're sitting at home. Come out here and join us. This is NIOSA 2010.
Greeting and grilling are where JJ Gonzalez does some of his best work. Just ask the thousands of people who come tonight in Old San Antonio. For 33 years, he has been part of the fabric of Fiesta.
In the name of NIOSA.
First at Bongo Kebabs, lately at the Chicken on a Stick booth.
And if you're going to hashtag something during Fiesta, it's got to include chicken on a stick. I've seen people get tattooed with the chicken on a stick. Like, that's insane, you know? But mad props to everybody who's done that.
But in March of 2019, this man who is such a part of the party had to miss NIOSA, diagnosed with a form of kidney cancer. Almost immediately, his thoughts moved to his family and Fiesta. Let's just say his doctors didn't think chicken on a stick was more important than major surgery.
They're like, sir, you about a week off from removing your kidney, and you want to go and do what? And so I was like, sir, you don't even understand like what I do and who I am.
It's one of the largest booths down there, the most busy, the most chaotic, but it's the most fun.
Joe Moncada and Dennis Rivera are JJ's friends and fellow chicken on a stickers. For them, a booth without JJ was missing more than just another volunteer.
He is a very hard person to replace. You can never replace a person with such charisma, such enthusiasm for this event. And not having him because of an issue, it's like overwhelming, but at the same time, you couldn't let him down.
The Fiesta folks that came out to see us, although they were asking questions, hey, where's Jay, you know? They understood that he had to take care of business when it comes to family and his health.
Cancer is no joke, and it's scary. There's nothing fun about that. The only thing that you can do is keep your faith.
So 2020 was supposed to be JJ's return to the greeting and the grilling. But this time, instead of cancer, it was a COVID cancellation. It's why this year JJ is gathering volunteers and thankful to be cancer-free. Just ask his friends. 2021 is big. JJ is back in the booth.
I can tell you the one thing that's never changed, and that's the fun that we have. Not to mention our awesome volunteers that help us year in and year out.
Having him back in the booth is going to be really defining, especially in a very defining year. We're back, San Antonio. We're back.
All right, look for JJ in the Mr. Chicken booth. By the way, he also used to be a spokesman for KSAT. He would do his little dances that you saw in the piece for KSAT deals.
Ah, that's right. I remember you, JJ.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Good to have him back. All right, meantime, hope he's hydrating down there.
I hope everybody's hydrated down there, and especially mix in some water, folks. Okay, mix in the water that is necessary. Aquifer down just a little bit today. We're about a half a foot above average. Mold is actually high again with a count of about 1,400. We're still low to mid 90s, 94 Stinson, 92 New Braunfels, 91 in Tarpley, and Castroville 96. I'll be back to talk about the heat high, how long it's going to stick around, how hot it's going to get, and our next storm chances coming up.
Texas is one of the leading states when it comes to pedestrian deaths, and San Antonio is certainly part of that trend. There are some things that drivers and pedestrians can do, though, when it comes to safety.
Yeah, our Samuel King joins us now. Samuel, you were out at a crosswalk and saw what to do and what not to do.
Definitely saw examples of that, Steve and Myra, especially at the mid-block crosswalks like this one. Drivers are supposed to yield, but many don't take the time to slow down.
There are several mid-block crosswalks on McCullough Avenue near Metropolitan Methodist Hospital. They're supposed to help pedestrians cross more easily near the end of a stretch of road identified as a severe pedestrian injury area by the city of San Antonio. But it didn't take us long to see drivers not slowing down for those who needed to cross, like Dee Sanchez.
Have to be careful. We all have to be careful. Because you see that and you think, okay, they're going to slow down because they see you, but they don't.
Texas law says drivers are supposed to yield the right-of-way to pedestrians entering crosswalks, whether those crosswalks have lights like this one or not.
That's sometimes a concern for you? Sometimes, yeah, when people don't stop for us. Because they're supposed to stop. Yeah, absolutely.
At the same time, it's up to pedestrians to be aware, try to make eye contact with drivers before attempting to cross. Also, pedestrians must yield to drivers when crossing away from a crosswalk. Reminders that sharing the road can go a long way toward making things safer for everyone.
Absolutely, yeah. I like to live to see another day.
Indeed, and if you're crossing at a street that doesn't have a crosswalk, if you're a pedestrian, you have to yield to the drivers. That yielding only matters for drivers if there is a crosswalk present. And a recent study by Smart Growth America ranked San Antonio 28th out of the top 100 metros when it comes to pedestrian danger over the past decade. It's behind cities like Houston, but ahead of Dallas, Fort Worth, and Austin. Now, here's this evening's road traffic. Some delays coming into downtown this evening. This is the view on Transguided I-10 at Frio as we head over to the traffic wall. People making their way downtown, and we're seeing that here on the map. This is I-10 coming into the Y. This is 35 slowdowns on each, so watch out for that. Also seeing some delays on 281 this evening. That is getting better. Now only 15 minutes downtown. And let's take a look at 35 inside Loop 410, 14 minutes from the northeast side to downtown, a little higher than normal, as you might expect. And then coming from the southeast into downtown, 12 minutes going outbound, 10 minutes coming inbound. So that is improving. But again, as you saw, Steve and Meyer, there are some delays downtown this evening, a little more than we've seen this week.
All right, thanks, Samuel. Big reason for a lot of people heading into downtown. Niosa, night 2 of Night in Old San Antonio and La Villita.
Yeah, gates opened at 5:30. You can see people are out there. And just about dinner time, chicken on a stick or a bongo kebab sounds pretty good.
Yeah, hopefully the chicken is what's frying and not the people who are out.
Maybe both.
I think people are giving it a little extra time, before they head out there this fiesta, just because it's in June, and of course trying to stay in the shade. That's important as well. All right, let's talk about our day today. Actually really close to average when it comes to temperature, especially the high temperature. 94 was our reading this afternoon. That's just 1 degree above the average. Meanwhile, the morning low of 78, that was a good 4 degrees above average. Del Rio topped out at 91, Carrizo Springs 97, Cotulla 99, 94 for the high in Gonzales, and New Braunfels up to 95. Let's take a look at the state. Of course, the heat high is settling in, so the Panhandle in particular well above average. Amarillo hitting 102, that's about 10 degrees above average. Lubbock 99, El Paso hitting 100 degrees, but for the rest of us, we were only a few degrees above average here and there. You look at the readings now. Guyman, Oklahoma, 105 at this hour. Alpine's 91, Austin 93, Laredo 95, and 92 here in San Antonio. And even in the hill country, Kerrville's 92 degrees. But when you factor in the humidity, this is what it feels like. It feels like it's about 10 degrees warmer than the air temperature. Feels like 101 in San Antonio. Cotulla feels like 106. Gonzales feels like 104. That's because of the high humidity. Now, the humidity is going to stick around for the most part. As for the high temperatures, we'll see them trend upward a little bit over the next couple of days. By Friday, that should be our warmest day at about 97 for the high temperature. And then we see that gradual and little bit of a trend downward into next week, Monday, Tuesday, closer to 90 for afternoon highs. That's with a shift in our weather pattern. So let's talk about the pattern that we have right now. Not a whole lot in terms of showers. A few in Lavaca County just popped up and are already dissipating. And south of Cotulla, a few showers popped up as well. Far west Texas, Fort Davis getting a little bit of rain. They need it badly out there. But the heat high, that's starting to settle in, and it's going to push eastward and really be in control of our weather through Friday and even into the upcoming weekend. But beyond that, things change a little bit, and it opens the door for some disturbances to move in, and it shifts our weather pattern. So by early next week, we're looking at the chance of some showers and thunderstorms back in and around South and Central Texas, and a little bit of activity out there is what we're expecting. That's not until next week. This evening, warm, muggy, humid temperatures, still mid-80s at 10 o'clock, midnight near 80 degrees, and then we start the day tomorrow right at 77. Some low clouds early as usual, but then bright sunshine by the noon hour, and we'll make it into the mid-90s again for a high. It's that time of year, and we're right in the thick of it. Southeasterly breeze at 10 to 20 miles per hour. By Sunday, a few coastal showers are possible. Otherwise, we wait until about Monday time frame and then through the middle part of next week for some widely separated activity to develop.
All right. Thank you, Adam.
All right. Becky as a Blazer. The Blazers hire Becky. Kind of has a good ring to it.
It does have a good ring to it, and someone high within the Blazers organization reportedly is in Becky Hammond's corner, so hopefully that is a good thing. Coming up, we have the latest in regards to Becky Hammond possibly becoming the Blazers' next head coach, and Joshua Franco will have his trilogy with Andrew Maloney coming up. A recent report, Spurs assistant coach Becky Hammond is a finalist for the head coaching job with the Portland Trail Blazers. And now, according to the New York Times' Mark Stein, Becky has a huge backer in her corner in Jody Allen, chair of the Blazers. He says in Portland, there's a growing belief that Jody Allen, the team's owner, has a strong interest in Becky Hammond in her quest to become the first woman to serve as a head coach in any of North America's 4 major men's team sports. Stein also reports, though, that Blazers GM Neil Olshey is eyeing Chauncey Billups as new head coach. And the Boston Celtics are finalizing a deal to hire Ime Udoka as their new head coach, league sources told the Boston Globe. Udoka spent 7 seasons as an assistant coach Greg Popovich and the Spurs before joining the 76ers for the 2019-20 season. This season, he was an assistant coach for Steve Nash and the Nets. It's being reported by Keith Smith from Yahoo Sports NBA that Celtics all-star guards Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, along with Marcus Smart, gave Celtics president of basketball operations Brad Stevens their stamp of approval on the Udoka hire. World champion boxer Mario Barrios was in town for about an hour yesterday. He touched down at Millionaire just before 2 p.m. alongside attorney Thomas J. Henry to talk about their new partnership and Barrios' fight Saturday night against Gervonta Davis when Barrios would put his WBA super lightweight title on the line. So we asked Mario what he expects come fight night.
There's gonna be fireworks. I'm excited just to go out there and put all the work that I put in during camp. Come fight night.
Today is the media workout for all the fighters on the Showtime card Saturday night in Atlanta. Barrios was scheduled to work out at 6:15 tonight for 15 minutes, and Davis is scheduled to go last at 7:15 p.m. Tomorrow's the final press conference, and Friday is the official weigh-in. Fellow San Antonio world champion Joshua Franco is getting his trilogy with Andrew Maloney. The fight is the main event scheduled for August 14th, likely in Oklahoma. In their first fight, Franco overwhelmed the favored Maloney to win the WBA World Super Flyweight title in June of 2020. 5 months later, in November, the second fight ended in a controversial no decision after just 2 rounds. Joshua's right eye was swollen shut, prompting the ringside doctor to stop the fight. Referee Russell Mora ruled it a no contest, stating the swelling over Joshua's eye was due to an accidental headbutt. The WBA ordered a rematch, and now the trilogy is on. It is time to meet Wagner Thunderbirds' new head football coach, Jason Starren, who recently was promoted from T-Birds offensive coordinator after former head coach Charles Bruce left to become head football coach at Brandeis High School. Coach Starren graduated from Judson High School in 1994 and was part of 2 state championship football teams with the Rockets. Now he's taken over a team that went 4-4 last season, advancing to the by-district round of the playoffs.
Been at places like South San, Jefferson High School, Irving High School, Carrollton Turner, but this is a much more special place because, you know, when I was in 9th, 10th, 11th grade, right, I went to school in this district. My friends lived over here. There's the familiarity. There's my heart is drawn to this place, and I think, and I hope that's evident, you know, to the people who are going to come out and watch us.
Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine predicts Wagner will finish 5th out of 8 teams in the always tough District 27-6A. Guys?
It is almost football season.
Almost.
I mean, Cowboys camp opens next month, so.
Yep. Yeah, one of our favorite times of the season.
Exactly, I'm ready.
Thanks, Larry.
You got it.
We'll be right back. President Biden is laying out his strategy to try to tackle a spike in gun violence across the country. The announcement comes as he faces criticism over rising murder rates and as Congress debates a comprehensive police reform bill. ABC's Elizabeth Schultze has more detail from Washington.
One more time. A renewed effort by the White House to address a spike in gun violence.
President Biden believes that the surge in gun violence and violent crime that has affected communities across the country over the last year and a half is unacceptable.
President Biden outlining a strategy to curb rising gun violence, including cracking down on gun dealers who violate federal law and repurposing millions of dollars in state coronavirus relief funding toward police departments. The announcement comes amid repeated attacks from Republicans that the defund the police movement is behind a rise in violent crimes.
It's impossible to ignore that these terrible trends are coming precisely as so-called progressives have decided it's time to denounce and defund local law enforcement.
President Biden is also repeating his call for Congress to pass gun control laws amid a surge in mass shootings from Atlanta to Boulder to San Jose.
It is a national embarrassment what's going on.
Police department data shows it's mostly gun-related crimes on the rise. In 7 out of the 10 largest cities in the U.S. in the past year, murder rates are up. Shooting incidents have increased 64% this year in New York, 51% in Los Angeles. But in many big cities, crimes like robbery and burglary are actually down in the past year.
So the reality is there's more guns on the street. You have a really divided, angry population right now. The pandemic was over, and there's just a lot of people out of work. So the stressor factors are pushing these numbers up.
Now, the White House insists rising crime rates will not affect ongoing bipartisan negotiations on Capitol Hill over police reform. A key sticking point in those talks is still qualified immunity for police officers. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
The news around America now. 54-year-old Graydon Young from Florida pled guilty today in a conspiracy case related to the January 6th riot at the Capitol. Young, an alleged member of the Oath Keepers, the far-right group that allegedly plotted this insurrection. Prosecutors say he was in a military-style formation at the Capitol, which cut through the crowd to enter the building. It's not known if Young's guilty plea will reduce additional charges he's facing.
Apple is lobbying Congress to stop legislation aimed at restricting big tech's dominance. Today, the company published a paper to support its push for lawmakers to fight a new bipartisan package of bills. If passed, the bills would force tech companies to make their platforms compatible with competitors. Apple suggests the proposals could lead to more scams and malicious software on its operating system. Yesterday, Apple sent a letter to the House Judiciary Committee members urging them, quote, not to approve the proposed legislation in its current form, end quote.
Alzheimer's disease affects hundreds of thousands of families across Texas. There's no cure yet, but there is a new drug sparking optimism. And as Max Massey shows us, a big event happening this weekend aims to help raise money for research and help for families in our community.
My godfather, Ron, was diagnosed at 59 and died 2 years ago from Alzheimer's.
For Greg Shudo, Alzheimer's is personal, and that's part of the reason why he wants to help more and more families across our community. It's also the reason he was smiling this morning, talking about a new drug approved by the FDA.
Aducanumab is the drug that was recently approved by the FDA. The idea is to remove the amyloid from the brain to allow people more time before the disease progresses to a certain point.
Our local Alzheimer's Association works to help fund research and works to help families in our area. A big fundraiser they have, The Longest Day.
The longest day is the summer solstice, which is in fact the longest day of the year. And on this day, we honor those who are caregivers for people living with dementias.
Big event this weekend, The Longest Day, and that is why we're here at Discovery Village. There is a car show, gorgeous cars here, joined here with the executive director, Michael. So why are you guys doing this?
Yes, Discovery Village Senior Living is really proud to host the 3rd annual car show and partner up with the Alzheimer's organization.
The car show kicks off here at 8 a.m. Saturday morning, and there are big expectations to help a lot of families.
The goal is to raise at least $20,000, and we are very focused on that. We came close about 2 years ago, and I think this year we're real close to already getting to that point without the car show.
If you have any questions about the event, we have all that info right now. Just head to KSAT.com. Max Massey, KSAT 12 News.
Let's turn to the weather now. The heat, the humidity, it's that time of year where it doesn't take too long to feel it outside.
No, seconds usually.
Yeah, and a lot of folks are working outdoors all day in this, and so you got to take the breaks, stay hydrated, and get pre-hydrated too. That's another key feature when we're in this type of weather pattern, especially with this high humidity where you just sweat so much. So the heat high, the big blue H, it's returning and it's going to stay overhead for a few more days. It's going to warm us up a little bit before our temperatures start to trend downward slightly with the weather pattern shift that comes into play next week. So let's get right to the main numbers this hour. 92 degrees, dew point is 73, so it feels like we're at 101. The heat index has basically been about 10 degrees warmer than the air temperature this afternoon, and that goes for just about all locations across South Texas. Obviously, some variations, especially when you get into the higher humidity. LaGrange, dew point is 79. Gonzales, a dew point of 76. Even Pleasanton, a dew point of 75. So Pleasanton feels like 104, along with Gonzales. LaGrange feels like 110 when you factor in the mugginess, but with an air temperature of 94. Pleasanton, that air temperature is 93, matching Carrizo Springs at this hour. So let's talk temperatures tomorrow morning. 70s, mid to upper 70s for most of us. In the hill country, about 73 degrees, but 77 Pleasanton and San Antonio and 75 in Hondo. By the afternoon, closer to the Rio Grande, back up near the century mark, right around 100. And of course, you'll notice the humidity as well. Here in town, Leon Springs 95, Converse 95, Timberwood Park 94, Elmendorf and Castroville making it up to about 96 for the high temperature. It's that time of year where we just get the 90s, the heat and the humidity as well. Friday up to 97, that should be our warmest day in the forecast here. Then you see the numbers slightly start to trend downward, not all that significantly. However, Monday, Tuesday, closer to 90 degrees. And if we get even more clouds than we're anticipating and a little more activity on the radar Monday and Tuesday, we could even have high temperatures in the 80s. That's a possibility. So let's take a look at the action out there right now. We had a few little sprinkles or light showers pop up Lavaca County and south of Cotulla. Even Fort Davis getting some action, which is good. Far west Texas is really where we need the rain the most across the state. And they're happy to see it in the desert southwest. You get this heat high and it pulls in Pacific moisture, and they're getting into the monsoon season there in the desert southwest. And it's nice that they're getting that moisture over the Four Corners region. Around here, we're going to have to wait Sunday, maybe a few coastal showers popping up. Monday through the middle part of next week, that's when we'll see the heat high break down and our weather pattern is going to shift. The door is going to open for some disturbances. We'll have a lot of moisture and probably some scattered or widely separated showers and storms popping up once we get into next week. Tomorrow, Friday through the weekend, it's more of the same here. Good pool weather is the best way to put it. So tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., 77 degrees with the low clouds, and then sunny and 95 by tomorrow afternoon, but feeling like it's a little over 100 when you factor in the humidity. A southeasterly breeze at 10 to 20, so at least we'll have a little more movement to the air. Not that it's going to be a refreshing north breeze, but it's at least a breeze and some movement in the air. 97 Friday, Saturday, mid-90s, lower 90s on Sunday, and then we get into next week, as we mentioned, a little closer to 90 degrees, and with that, some rain chances and thunderstorm chances back into the picture. Right now, we're not looking at anything too widespread or numerous, but some scattered activity, so widely separated, and probably a few embedded downpours for some lucky folks with the moisture content in our air.
Getting to the time of the season where we'll take what we can get, rain-wise.
Yes, thanks, Adam. Our KSAT Q&A is coming up next.
It was a controversy over one boat. Basically, Sheriff Javier Salazar went to the Bexar County Commissioner's Court asking for funding for one boat. The commissioners had some questions. In the meantime, a local private coffee company came up with the donation to make the boat happen. It's what happened after that that kind of spun maybe out of control. I don't know. Let's ask the guy who's at the center of this, Sheriff Javier Salazar. So Black Rifle Coffee makes a donation. They are very critical of Commissioner Trish DeBerry, and it's the comments under that the county judge had an issue with. Can we put this boat thing to bed at this point? I mean, can we move forward?
I certainly hope so, Steve, and I think we can. Look, it's an equipment need that we identified at the sheriff's office, and we've got a foundation set up to do that. Now, with that being said, Black Rifle isn't actually who made the comment or made the post. It was a gentleman named Jared that works at Black Rifle. And then some commenters made some comments that even by Jared's account and by mine, it went a bit too far. It was a bit distasteful. And so, absolutely that kind of talk has no business entering into the kind of work that we do. But with that being said, yeah, I want to put this controversy, if you can call it that, behind us and just move on and get the job done.
Let's hope that ship has sailed.
Yeah. Pun intended, right?
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
He appreciates your laughter. Okay, so let's talk about what's actually at the root of this issue, the boat itself, because that's something that still people have some questions about in terms of how will it be used? Why is that a need that the sheriff's office has?
Well, believe it or not, we're actually probably one of the few large sheriff's offices in the state that doesn't already have this sort of equipment. My understanding is that we used to a long, long time ago, and for some reason it doesn't exist now. We've seen some issues where a boat really could have come in handy on some investigations. You all are familiar with a lot of those investigations. We just recently had some deaths in the area that we could have helped with had we had the opportunity. And I think we will. I think a lot of this is just noise that got in the way of just the government process of us identifying a need and trying to get that equipment, going through the right channels. But some external noise got in and really just kind of threw things off kilter.
And some of the questions that sparked all of this was how it would be paid for in terms of the maintenance, the storage. Do you have any idea what that would look like at this point?
Well, sure. A boat's just like any other vehicle. There's ongoing maintenance that needs to occur. And the way our plan is working, and make no mistake, we do plan to bring that item back to Commissioner's Court. But the plan that I'm bringing back is certainly going to not. We won't be asking for any new monies. I'm planning to use foundation funds and asset seizure funds for anything that might come up as a result of the boat. So we're just going to be asking the county to take it in for inventory tracking purposes, but not for maintenance purposes. We'll take care of the maintenance outside.
Sheriff Javier Salazar, our KSAT Q&A guest. Hang with us. We'll be right back after the break. We're back live with Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar. Jail overcrowding seems to be something that's been a side effect of what's happened with the pandemic and with so many things being shut down. Is it still an issue at the Bexar County Jail, or is it getting better? Because I know for a while the state wasn't taking inmates that were destined for state jails. They were being still housed at the Bexar County Sheriff's Office. We did a story at 5 where, some people that are on good behavior bonds are not being released through the state. That's kind of being tested on $1 bonds that they're handing out by some of the judges. Is overcrowding still a concern for you? And is it being alleviated in any particular way?
So space isn't the problem, Steve. It's staffing. Right now we've got about 1,000 vacant beds within the jail, but staffing remains the issue. One of the things that we're having to do is space out our inmates because we're still in the middle of a pandemic, so it's more labor intensive to guard the same number of inmates that we have. Add to that we've also got deputies getting sick from COVID in there. We've, in addition to the inmates. And so our goal is to try to get the people that we can safely put out into the community where we'd like to. But I'll be honest with you, the governor's order has gotten in the way of that to some extent. But as we speak, some of the judiciary, Judge Ron Rangel has got a solution that he feels might help us out. And I'm hoping that it does help us safely get, a couple dozen, maybe a couple hundred people out of the jail.
Is the staffing issue within the jail related to the pandemic, or is that something, that's multifaceted?
Well, it's yes, and yes, it is. You've got deputies getting sick as well, but just like every other law enforcement agency in the country, there's staffing woes. Everybody's got it going on right now. But add to that we're having to space out inmates. So just to give you some context to that, areas where, say, for 30 inmates, you could have used 6 deputies to guard those 30 inmates. But when you space those inmates out, now you got to do 6 and 6. So literally in some areas of the jail, it's costing us twice the manpower to guard the same number of inmates in order to maintain distancing in the middle of a pandemic.
All right, before we let you go, this was an interview that was scheduled for 6:30, but the sheriff was actually involved in a little fender bender, and he still made it. You weren't even moving. You were sitting, and I'm just imagining the look on the other driver's face when the sheriff gets out of the car.
He was a bit caught off guard to see me walk out, and he asked me, "Oh my God, are you the sheriff?" "Yeah, I am." But everything's good. It was minor damage. My truck got the worst of it, but it'll be fine.
Glad everybody's all right, and you both could leave smiling at the end of all this.
Absolutely.
And you could make
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you could make it to be here with us. Sheriff Javier Salazar, as always, thanks for your time.
Take care.
Thanks, Sheriff. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody. Had an issue here, 35 and 37. Looks like they're getting these folks going here as we head over to the wall. There had been some blockage here at that interchange, but it looks like these people just got going. So that's good news there. This sort of incident was here. Still seeing some delays on 35 northbound. Also looking at 35 on the northeast side, we had a situation here at Starcrest. Also had this situation here, Loop 410 at Austin Highway. We can look at that on TransGuide as well. This is the Starcrest situation. I just saw that clear just a few minutes ago. I'm going to look over here at Austin Highway, and that has cleared. Now the crash is cleared, but we still have those delays we see there. So if you're traveling on the northeast side, that is something to look out for this evening. Other than that, things have calmed down a lot than they were about even a half hour ago. And we'll have more news coming up after the break.
Clouds tomorrow morning, sunny afternoon. The typical routine will start the day at 77, then top out in the mid-90s. Here we go again. A southeasterly breeze at 10 to 50 in. Yes, you'll notice the humidity, of course. And then we get on into Friday. That's the warmest point, 97, mostly sunny. Into next week, temperatures should drop down closer to 90 for highs. That's a result of some extra cloud cover and even the chance of some showers and thunderstorms back in the picture. But a little patience is needed until we get there.
All right. Thanks, Adam. And thanks for watching the news at 6.
See you back here on the Night Beat at 10.